The city of Fargo is taking on dangerous homes with a new sense of urgency. Now dilapidated homes are being taken care of and quickly after a group of concerned citizens spoke about the problem. Valley News Team's Veronica Marshall learns more.
People who own and invest in their homes and want to make that their life, their home, this is important for them, that they know that they're not at risk by what's happening next to them, or their own property values won't take a dive.
Even if blight isn't in your neighborhood yet, it could be on the way.
What happens in one neighborhood will soon happen in another neighborhood.
And fixing these eyesores isn't just about how things look. City officials say it's also about safety.
Vagrants were breaking into the building, and we don't know what they were doing. So we had to take action and take staff to go board up the home, actually take control of the home, and that happened several times.
And the building isn't safe. It might be full of mold. It might be full of who knows what, contaminated in whatever ways. It might be completely uninhabitable.
Now, the city is looking to go after homes it considers dangerous, like this one on First Avenue.
Our inspections department and our code enforcement folks are really stepping up their game to the point where there isn't much leeway anymore. Either you fix up your property when you've been given notice, or the consequences will unfold.
The new focus on dilapidated homes comes after a push from the community.
A lot of complaints from neighborhoods in regard to dilapidated properties, and we're being a little more strict about how quick we react to those complaints.
If the home isn't brought up to city standards, it faces demolition. And since the cost of tearing down homes is paid for by taxpayers, the city says it would rather work with owners to fix their properties.
The ultimate goal is to get that property repaired, fixed up, and/or a new building to make the neighborhoods better.
In Fargo, Veronica Marshall, Valley News Live.
We've got more information about the Fargo Neighborhood Coalition attached to this story on our website. But if you need help with an issue in your community, call us on our whistleblower hotline. That number is 701-237-6576 and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth. The next time you go to grab bacon or bread from the grocery store in the 13th Avenue area in South Fargo, you might also be able to grab a bottle of booze. Well, Hornbacher's application to open a liquor store was approved by the City Commission tonight. This will only be the case for the Village West location at 4101 13th Avenue. There's no word yet on when the work to open the new liquor store will begin. Coming up after weather, Fargo police need your help finding this man. Plus, a fire broke out at an apartment building in North Fargo. Details on that in just a few moments. But first, Robert, although we were above our sub-zero temps for most of the day, now we are feeling this blistering wind. What can we expect heading into those overnight hours?
Yeah, temperatures in the upper teens earlier today felt pretty nice, but that's going away quickly. A live look outside on the CorwinAuto.com Valley Skycam. Part of the Storm Team Skycam network looking up towards Fargo Hector International Airport there. Mostly cloudy skies, partly cloudy skies, still seeing a few flakes of snow falling from time to time, and those gusty winds are creating some mighty cold wind chills. It's 3 now in Fargo. Feels more like minus 20 with those winds north and northwest at 24, gusting over 30 miles per hour. Also 3 over in the Moorhead area, already below 0 across parts of the north. Minus 4 in Langdon, minus 1 in Baudette, right at 0 up in the Devil's Lake area and in Cavalier, as well as in Thief River Falls. Gusty north winds. They'll be with us throughout the night tonight. At times gusting over 30 miles per hour, that ushering in a return to the deep freeze, and we're seeing wind chills already as cold as minus 26 in Langdon, 20 below in Grand Forks, minus 23 in Thief River Falls, 16 below into the Bemidji area. Clouds slowly decreasing from north to south, and we'll continue to see those clouds decrease, and it's like a blanket, so we lose the blanket. It's going to get even colder overnight. Most of the flurry activity very light out there, and that will be coming to an end as well. Across the northern plains, mainly quiet, still a few snow showers out just to the east and southeast of Bismarck, and snow making its way through the Great Lakes. And off the eastern portion of the Great Lakes, some very heavy snow squalls as we've gone through the day today. They've wound down in the Buffalo area earlier today, a 75-car pileup because of that snow, and a big-time winter storm getting ready to crank up. It'll start in northern Florida and end up in Maine in a couple of days. Winter storm watches and warnings up and down the East Coast, including parts of North Florida. For us, overnight tonight, the big story will be the cold air and the gusty winds dipping well below 0, double digits below 0 in many areas by tomorrow morning, and you factor in the winds. There they are, wind chills of 25 to 35 degrees below zero. Not much of a warm-up as we head through the day tomorrow, but thankfully, winds become much lighter as we head towards tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. A little bit of cloudiness later on in the day, and temperatures double digits below zero by tomorrow evening. Because of the wind chill advisory issued by the National Weather Service, this in effect from midnight to 11 a.m. tomorrow for those wind chills of 25 to 35 below zero. Already seeing that in a few areas tonight. Minus 10 to start off the day, minus 30 wind chills here in the Fargo-Moorhead area. By lunchtime, only up to minus 4, and we're going to top out at a less than balmy minus 3. Picture of the day, it's a dandy one. Thanks to John for sending this, and a prairie sunrise in McKenna. Going to use that as the backdrop to our 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, cold. Thursday, not quite as cold, but still cold out there. But then we start to warm it up into the teens Friday and Saturday. Low 20s on Sunday. A chance for some late snow on Saturday. Early snow on Sunday. Back into the deep freeze by Tuesday. And if you head up to Frisco, early morning temperatures right around freezing, warming up to around 50 in the afternoon.
How nice does that sound right now? You can even just say it one more time for me.
I can't even fathom 50 degrees. But yeah, for those folks heading down there, bring some of it back.
Yeah, and maybe put on some sunscreen down there, right?
Exactly.
Thanks, Robert.
You got it.
Developing tonight, investigators are still looking for what caused a fire at a North Fargo apartment building. Crews are called out around 6 o'clock tonight to the apartments just north of Horace Mann Elementary School. Fire officials say they found a small fire in the attic area when they got there, and they were able to put it out quickly. Everyone living in the building was accounted for and no one was hurt. Investigators say the damage to the building was minor. Fargo police are investigating a missing person report. Take a look at his picture on your screen. Family members say Derek Jacobs was last seen around 1:30 a.m. on December 31st near his home on South University Drive. Police have confirmed that they are looking into the situation. If you or anyone you know has information on Jacobs, call Fargo Police at 701-235-4493. 3 people were hurt, including one with serious injuries after icy conditions sent a driver onto the other side of I-94. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says it happened just after 5 this evening near Jamestown. Troopers say 69-year-old James Mulfinger of Bismarck was driving east when his pickup slid across the median into the westbound lanes and then crashed into another oncoming car. Mulfinger suffered serious injuries, but he is expected to be okay. He was cited for care required. Now, the other driver and a 16-year-old passenger were treated for injuries. Troopers say blowing snow formed glazed ice in the wheel track area of the interstate at the time of the crash. And another crash that happened around the same time tonight. This time, a man drove his car into a ditch. However, West Fargo police say his injuries were unrelated to the crash. This happened near County Road 17 on 52nd Avenue in West Fargo. Highway Patrol says the driver jumped and approached before going into a nearby ditch. Police are still trying to figure out what happened prior to the crash that caused those man's injuries. A Minnesota man may be facing attempted murder and arson charges after a New Year's Day house fire. It happened around 10:30 last night in Northern Township, just north of Bemidji, Minnesota. Deputies and firefighters found flames and heavy smoke when they got there. All the people in the home got out safely, but investigators say one of them was acting strangely. 20-year-old Damian Smith of Bemidji was arrested. Multiple felony charges are being considered by Beltrami County prosecutors. The U.S. is adopting a wait-and-see attitude towards word of possible thaw in relations between North and South Korea. CBS's Weijia Jiang reports from the White House.
South Korea is proposing talks with North Korea, possibly as soon as next week. The meeting would take place in a border village the two countries share. The offer came after North Korean leader Kim Jong-un said he was open to sending a delegation to next month's Winter Olympics in South Korea. The White House is reacting cautiously to news of a possible sit-down.
We've been very clear about the fact of what our priority is, and that's a denuclearized peninsula, and there's nothing new to update on that front.
Tuesday night, the president was confrontational on Twitter, writing, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un just stated that the nuclear button is on his desk at all times. Will someone from his depleted and food-starved regime please inform him that I, too, have a nuclear button? But it is a much bigger and more powerful one than his, and my button works.
The White House says its official position has not changed. The U.S. will not negotiate with North Korea unless Pyongyang is willing to end its nuclear weapons program.
Kim Jong-un has repeatedly said that's not an option. In fact, the North has resumed missile activity, appearing to be in the early stages of another launch.
North Korea can talk with anyone they want, but the U.S. is not going to recognize it or acknowledge it until they agree to ban the nuclear weapons that they have.
Pyongyang has yet to respond to South Korea's offer. Weijia Zhang, CBS News, the White House.
The Winter Olympics will get underway in South Korea on February 9th, and Valley News Live and NBC will be your home for full coverage until the games close on the 25th. Remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. Well, it's a time of year when the cold can create a major problem in your home. That's freezing or bursting pipes. Now officials are jumping on the calls and they're trying to help. But what can you do to make sure your pipes don't freeze? Well, experts say always keep thermostats above 55 degrees. Also keep all exterior doors closed. That includes garages. The Fargo fire captain says freezing pipes can also be prevented.
Prevention is the best key, I guess, to find out where those areas of pipes are that can be exposed to cold and prevent them from freezing.
Sen says you can thaw out pipes by using heating pads or space heaters, or you can also call a plumber. But if you're traveling away from home during the cold weather, it is encouraged to have a neighbor check on your house, even run some hot water through the faucet. A professional matchmaker says today is actually the busiest day for some online dating websites. According to MarketWatch, Christmas through Valentine's Day is the busiest time of year for people looking for love online. But a study says out of the 40 million Americans dating online, half are lying about themselves. Some just flat out trying to scam you. A professional matchmaker down in the Twin Cities says there's some telltale signs if a dating profile is fake.
But I've also met women that have had the same issue. A lot of women are also getting scammed. And so you just have to be leery of anyone that seems, they're very friendly, but they're out of state, they're conveniently not local.
Davis says the number one thing you can do to make your online dating profile stand out is to get a quality professional picture on your profile. And usually a reverse image search can show if an image is stolen from somewhere else on the internet. Still ahead tonight, a potential challenger to one of North Dakota's sitting senators is getting some high-profile pressure to put his hat into the ring.
The president pushes a North Dakota congressman to run for Senate. I'm Kyle Madura at the White House. I'll explain why Representative Kevin Cramer is still considering it.